I decided to share my story today because I felt alone the first time it happened to me. I felt like nobody really talks about it. If someone goes through it, they keep it to themselves. And the first time it happened to me was August 2014. Well, I guess let me skip back to June 2014. Found out I was pregnant with my second child. I had been on Mirena for 5 years after I had my first child, and as soon as I came out, a month later, found out that I was pregnant. I was so excited. Went to my 8-week checkup, heard the heartbeat, saw the baby, and in my mind, nothing can go wrong because one, I had my son, that is now 6, no problems, no complications. So one night, like a week after I had my ultrasound, I felt a pinch and went to the bathroom, and there was spotting. It was like a pink. It really wasn't blood. So I didn't think, oh, I need to go to the emergency room, because it really wasn't nothing that was scary because I bled with lightning. Well, something just told me I had an uneasy feeling. I don't know. I didn't feel pregnant anymore. It's hard to explain. Like, I already don't have symptoms per se when I get pregnant, but at the same time I didn't feel pregnant instantly. So that morning I called a doctor, and the first thing in the morning he got me in, and as he was doing the vaginal ultrasound, he reassured me, oh, you bleeding is fine, you and your husband should lighten up on sex, just talking. And as he's doing it, he started to get quiet, and as he get quiet, he asked the nurse, so how far along did we say she was? And she told her, and he was like, well, maybe she wasn't as far along as we thought. And of course that's crushing, because it's like, well, how is that possible when I just heard a heartbeat last week and I just saw the baby last week? How can that be possible to go backwards? So I knew he was saying it to just reassure me, but at the same time, I'm a realist. It's hard for me to believe crap. It's just hard when I see the evidence in front of me. But at the same time, I was in denial. Denial is so hard to overcome, because you want to have faith and believe that God's going to make everything all right, that this is not your destiny, this is not the path that God has made for you. One, because he wouldn't allow you to get pregnant in the first place and hear a heartbeat and allow you to tell your family and tell your friends and post it on none of that would be possible, because the God you serve wouldn't allow that to happen. Well, like I said, I was in denial, and I think my doctor could tell because he allowed it. I'm grateful that he allowed me to cope with that. So he was like, well, come back in a week and we'll try it again. Just maybe, like I said, you're not as far along as we thought and whatnot. So went back a week later, optimistic, like, God, praying, talk to family members, So next week went back, and still no heartbeat, still no baby. The baby didn't grow. Baby's not growing. So he was just like, okay, well, maybe we checked too soon. We'll try it again. Guys, I draw that out for 3 extra weeks. By now I probably should have been like measuring 11 or 12 weeks. And so after the third ultrasound, after I found out that the baby wasn't measured, I'm so grateful that my doctor allowed me to go through that morning, because it was a morning process. And after the third ultrasound, the doctor finally was like, look, we can keep dragging this out. We can keep going on and just, keep looking. He's like, I'm going to do whatever you need to do. He was like, but the baby is measuring, it died at 8 weeks. There's no heartbeat. There's, I don't know why. And I guess that's what I couldn't understand is, how can my body not reject the baby? Because, you look on not Facebook, I apologize. You look on the internet, And you read Google posting and you read blogs and you look at YouTube and you see people telling their stories. And I feel like that's why I need to tell my story, because it might be somebody going through the exact same thing and can't find that post and can't find that YouTube subscription and can't find the one person that might be going through the exact same thing. And he was like, we could drag this on, but the reality is there's nothing there. And he was like, we got 3 options. You can do a DNC, which is where they go in and do surgery and basically scrape the baby out, take the baby out and clean you out. You can wait and see if your body naturally does it. Mind you, 3 weeks has passed and my body still is holding on to this baby. Or we can give you medicine and you'll miscarry that way. Well, I had already dragged it out and I was just like, I just want to get it over with. So he scheduled it. Let's say that was a Wednesday. He scheduled it like that Friday and went in and had it done. It was this beautiful nurse. Oh my gosh, she was just a blessing. I needed her. And she told me about the movie God is Real, and I hadn't watched it. And she just told me the story about the little boy going to heaven, or feeling like he went to heaven, and it was his sister was there, and he came back and told his parents how he saw his sister, and the parents like, what sister? You haven't had a sister? And he told them, well, my mama didn't name me, but I am my mom's child. Something I might be messing the story up a bit in that sense. And it's just like, you know what? She was basically telling me, name your child. Nobody can tell you that you weren't pregnant. Nobody can tell you that you didn't have a bond to this child, even though it was only a couple of weeks. Nobody can tell you that. Nobody can take that away from you. And that child is in heaven. And I truly believe that. So I named him, I felt like it was a he, and I named him Hunter Chase. Well, got over that and I dealt with it. I felt bad for the people on Facebook because I put a post with my son holding up an ultrasound picture and, basically saying we're pregnant. And for a year straight, people was like, where's the baby? Or I thought you had 2 kids. And I'm like, no, I didn't. And I know people like, I know I ain't crazy. I know I seen something post with you saying you're pregnant. And I never explained. Some people I explained to, some people I just didn't feel like it. Well, it took a year for me. I mean, we were actively trying, and it took a year for me to get pregnant again. And I got pregnant almost like to the date, like in July 2015. And of course you're nervous because you already went through 1 miscarriage. And then it comes, you're pregnant. And it's like, should I tell people? Should I not tell people? I personally believe that no matter what I do, if I tell people, I don't tell people, what's going to happen is going to happen. So I was like, you know what? I think it's easier to deal with it with me telling people and just have to tell the outcome than me not saying anything and have to go through it by myself because it's lonely. So I told a couple of people and I went and got my blood work done because I knew what happened before, and my level showed immediately that my level was going down. So I was miscarrying, and I switched doctors. Oh yeah, I switched doctors because I had in my mind it was the doctor's fault. So I switched doctors. As soon as I found out I was pregnant, he told me my levels were going down. So I switched to the doctor I'm with now, and he confirmed it. So I was okay with that miscarriage. So that was August 2015. I got pregnant again this year, February 2016. Found out in March, and that was the easiest miscarriage and the hardest miscarriages for me. The one in 2015 was natural. It wasn't hard. It was easy. It just came right out, bled like you're supposed to. And I think that's why I could accept that one, because my body did what it was supposed to. This time, almost identical to the first time of my miscarriage, and this time they didn't see a heartbeat at 8 weeks, and they did the same thing, maybe not far along. But I accepted that one this time because they didn't see a heartbeat in the beginning. Well, this following time they didn't see a heartbeat, went back again, they didn't see a heartbeat again. So me and my husband just opted for the medicine. And I just wanted to share my story because it's hard, and I know you guys wondering like, what is Dominique talking about? Why is she always angry? I know sometimes I seem like I'm mad all the time, and it's just a lot of stuff I'm dealing with. So bear with me.